to introduce you to TERRANOM, an evolutionary frontier of farming. Let's meet Favor. She's a farmer in Africa trying to build a community and solve crop yield problems, but she fears that the finances are a setback to do so. She mentions that a single nitrogen lab report costs $300, which is way too expensive for a farmer to use often. As a consequence, there are decreased crop yields and lower fertile land, essential for a farmer's survival. Currently, farmers are only looking at the crop to identify how much nitrogen to add, which can be incorrect. Furthermore, this also means that the nitrogen can run off in the water and in the atmosphere, contributing to major issues such as global warming. Seeing all of these problems, we came up with an idea. We decided to combine drone technology along with machine learning models to give efficient solutions which are affordable for the farmers. Our product is TERRANOM, a nitrogen sensor attached to a drone with giving the most accurate amounts of nitrogen levels to add to the soil using a machine learning model.
Alright, so now let's move on to our strategy. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the mentorship that we have received under Akila Somani, who has an incredible amount of entrepreneurial expertise under her wing. She's affiliated with the Smith School of Business at Queen's University, which is a leading business school in Canada. ERRC Grid, we are eliminating the cost and effort of farmers storing the drone, and as our drone takes up relatively less space. We are also reducing the result turnaround time for the nitrogen reports. Most importantly, we're reducing the price of our product. We are raising the ease of use of our product, our effort in promoting sustainable Canadian goals, the inclusion of AI, and overall comprehensiveness of our product. We are also deciding to create our own blue ocean to compete in when we decide to offer flexible payment options and support to developing nations. In our strategy canvas, you can see exactly how we have set ourselves apart from our competitors and created our own blue ocean to compete in. In our bio-utility map, you can see that for purchase, we have increased the convenience of our product as we are completely a digital platform and are open 24/7. For use, we have increased customer productivity by easing the nitrogen testing process, we've increased our simplicity by providing immediate nitrogen reports, and increased convenience as everything can be found on our website. We also promote environmental friendliness as all of our products are entirely sustainable and also promote sustainable goals. As for supplements, we're an all-in-one comprehensive purchase, increasing the customer productivity. For maintenance, however, we do impact our convenience levels as we need to charge the drone. The farmer is willing to charge the drone by themselves, and other farmers can risk your drone if you choose to go for the duo, trio, and quad plans, as you'll see later on in our pitch. As for the 3 tiers of non-customers, our tier 1 is new target individuals, which are smaller farms, as they're more likely to experiment with innovative ideas like ours. Tier 2 is non-interested individuals, such as large-scale farms, because they may already have a system in place for getting their nitrogen reports. For Tier 3, we have new individuals, developing nations who may not be aware that our market exists. In our long-term plan of 8 to 10 years, we hope to reach the Tier 3 market and encourage them to join our market as well. We have also purchased preliminary materials for R&D, and we will see some examples later on in our pitch.
I'll be going over the website prototype which the farmers can use to access the machine learning model or the drone. So you can get started on the homepage from where you can sign up or log in, and you can select your subscription model. So suppose I select the solo one, you get to the dashboard. On the dashboard, you have the launch drone option, the history of what kind of crops you've already used with us, TERRANOM, some analysis, and as well as a routine that you can set for daily, weekly, or however you prefer. From here, you can select the crop type or soil type which we use for analysis, and you can let our system decide where to select the samples from, or you can do so manually. So from here, you get a confirmation message sent where you have a 10-minute time span to cancel if you need. And you get your results over here, where you can see that the current nitrogen levels are supposed 3.86, and then some extra nitrogen that you should put with the most efficient amount, some suggestions, as well as the input information that you already gave us. You also have the calendar option in case you're sharing it with someone else. You can see when they are using it so that you know when to use the drone, and you also have some history with who you're sharing this drone with, what kind of subscription you have, and when you should pay the next.
A machine learning model that is used to predict the amount of nitrogen needed based on the user inputs. Some inputs include the crop type, temperature, humidity, and rainfall. Our model currently has an accuracy of 85 to 90%, and it can be increased in the future when more data is made available. Here's our 3D prototype of the drone and the sensor attached, and our 3D printed version of the drone and the hook that is used to attach the sensor to it.
I'm Prerana, and I'm the Finance and Sustainable Lead. Financing model is a subscription-type payment similar to Netflix, where farmers can pay every month. The pay upfront model allows farmers to pay for the drone upfront, and they'll pay the service fees every time the farmer wants to utilize our services. The wintertime payment model is an off-season payment used for winter months, so we will only be charging for the storage fees. So how will we be marketing ourselves? The first 3 months, we will focus on market research, brand awareness, and building customer relationships. The next 3 months, we'll be looking towards expanding our customer base through media attention and workshops. Next, we have our African farmer testimony. Meet Favor Canoe, a farmer in Africa with a large Facebook network of farmers. After hearing an idea, she commented that the process of monitoring soil health will be easier, quicker.
Devices, the importance of your findings, you understand, to see how they can be able to use it, to adapt to it in order to have high yield, which is very important. It's like, what you guys are doing is good, and this is what we need, but we don't have the resources.
On a final note, TERRANOM is creating a world where farmers have access to technology that helps tackle global environmental challenges one step at a time. So we ask you for your support with TERRANOM to create a world where all farmers have access to technology to better counter the worldwide sustainable dilemmas. We have our initial resources available, but funding is required to extend our outreach to farmers worldwide. Are you willing to join us in this endeavor? We are TERRANOM, an evolutionary frontier of farming. Our wonderful team, including Prerana, our strategy lead, Arya, Holmukhe, and Zhang, our tech lead, and me, Zhang, our finance and sustainable lead. All thank you for your support.